Welcome to Salisbury University on the Air, a program highlighting the activities and the people of the campus. My name is Susan Purnell. Capistrano has its swallows, and Salisbury University has its seagulls. Each fall, like the swallows to Capistrano in the spring, those birds return to SU, whether they're among the thousands of cyclists who come to test their mettle during the Seagull Century, or the hundreds of university alumni and families of current students who enjoy homecoming and family weekend festivities on campus. This year, these big events are held during back-to-back weekends in early October. With me to discuss these fun events are Jamie Block, Director of Alumni Relations and Gift Development for SU, Elena Hill, Assistant Dean of Students, and Amy Waters, SU Director of Donor Relations and Special Events. First is Jamie. So welcome back, Jamie.
Thanks for having me.
Always good to see you.
Well, it's great to see you
This time
too.
of year.
It's a busy time of year.
It is. So homecoming and family weekends are the same weekend. When is that this year?
Yep. It's actually, we'll go from Thursday, October 5th through Sunday, October 8th.
Okay, and I understand that your department, the Alumni Relations Office, is planning a big event, a barbecue pregame. Is that right?
Yep, we have a pregame barbecue. It's on that Saturday. It starts at 11 a.m. It's sponsored by Geico. We've had a great partnership with them throughout the years. Sweetwater Brewing is actually another sponsor. It's going to help us out with some of the beverages. So it's $10 per person, and that gets you barbecue, food, all the fixings plus 2 beverages. We're going to have a bounce house for kids. It's really a family event.
Yeah.
So everybody is welcome.
And where is this?
It is right next to the Seagull Stadium, right at the corner of Wayne Street and Power Street.
Okay, very good. Open to the public?
Yes.
Just pay your $10 and you're in.
Yep.
Very good. And of course, there's that big football game. Who are we playing this year?
This year we're playing Christopher Newport, so it's a big rivalry game. I know Coach Wood and the coaches will have them ready to go and get a great victory.
That's great. Are there any other athletic events going on that weekend?
Yes. On Friday evening, volleyball is playing Christopher Newport at 7.
Oh,
and then on
big Christopher Newport
rivalry
weekend.
And then the next day, volleyball is actually playing Mary Washington as well. So they have a big weekend with two good opponents. Women's soccer is playing Mary Washington, and then men's soccer is actually playing Penn State Harrisburg on Saturday. Men's and women's rugby have some matches at the intramural complex, and then on Sunday, Frostburg comes down and is playing our field hockey team at noon. So there's a lot going on.
If you can't find a game, it's your problem.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Now, for those who would rather participate than watch, I understand you have some other things planned, like a Powder Puff football game. Is that right?
Yes. Housing Residence Life has a Powder Puff football game on Friday at 2 p.m. on the Holloway Hall lawn. And then Marina Gold Club has their golf tournament on Friday. It's at Nutter's Crossing. It's at tee off at 10 a.m. and it's $75 per person or $260 for a foursome. So, we'd love to have more and more foursomes come out. So
you still need
welcome.
people?
Sure.
Okay, great. So people can sign up for that.
Yes.
That's great. Homecoming also marks SU's Athletic Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And I know you have some people that you're inducting this year. Who are they?
Yep, we have 4 definitely worthy folks coming in. We have Jason Ewing who played baseball here. Lacey Lister Lloyd, who I'm sorry, I screwed that one up.
Start again.
Okay, so we have Jason Ewing from baseball, Lacey Lister Lord, who played softball here.
That's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. I'm glad I finally got through
Triple
it. Mike Steinen, who played men's soccer here, and Byron Westbrook, who was a football player here and actually went on to play with the Redskins for a number of years as well. So
that's great.
all 4 had unbelievable careers here at SU, and we're looking forward to honoring all of them.
Now, where does that take place?
That is in the Grary Academic Commons in the assembly room, which is on the 4th floor, and that starts at 6 p.m. on Friday.
Okay. Do you have to get tickets for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you can, I guess, go to the website to do that,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
All right. Now, when people hear the word homecoming, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is a reunion. Are there some important reunions going on this weekend?
We do. We have a number of them. The class of 1967 is celebrating their 50th anniversary, so we have a reunion luncheon for them on Saturday. Then we also have the class of 1992 and class of 1997 are also having reunions as well. And they can go to our website to get all the information. But it's a great time to kind of catch up all those folks and see them in person rather than just on Facebook or social media.
So 67. I graduated in 71. That means 4 more years and I'll be having
You're
my
getting close.
50th reunion. Oh my goodness, it doesn't seem possible. How about faculty and staff? You have some special reunions activities for them?
We do. On Thursday, we have our retired staff and Maritime faculty luncheon we have on campus. It's in the Assembly Hall again in the Gregory Academic Commons. And it's just a great time. I tell you, we get over 100 people that come back.
Do you?
Those are folks who retired from SU. They were there for at least 10 years, and it's great hearing all the stories from all years ago. So it's really a great time.
And can you imagine the ones that retired a long time ago and come back and see all that has happened,
Oh,
all
I
the
know.
new buildings,
I know.
the stadium, the Guerreri Center. Jeez.
And I'll tell you, those are all great people that really set the foundation for this place and where we are today. So it's great to have them back.
That's great. Why do you, we were talking about this earlier, you and me personally, why do you think it's important for alumni to keep in touch with their school?
Well, I'll tell you, during that time when you're in college, so many things happen. You create lifelong relationships like we were talking about. You still get together with your college friends. I do as well. And so it's great to really come back and remember where SU was and really where it's going as well, with all the different new programs we have, the great faculty we have and staff, and just all the new buildings. It's really great to come back and see, but you got to see it in person to really get a feel for
You
it.
really do. I mean, when I went to Campus Elementary School here, there was the one building, the Carruthers building, which
Right.
is no longer there, and the Holloway Hall.
Yeah,
And
and
that was it.
right.
And now you look around and it's just tremendous and beautiful.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. Is there a website then that alumni and families can look at to see all the things we've talked about in one place?
Yes, it's www.salisbury.edu/homecoming. We have a whole list of events there, and then they can always contact our office if they need more information.
How about social media? Can they go to Facebook,
Yep.
Twitter for these things?
Yep, we have our SU alumni Facebook, Twitter, and even Instagram as well.
Is that what it's called, SU Alumni? Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're going to have a lot of people coming in. Sounds like tons for them to do.
Yep, we're really excited for the weekend. Looking forward to seeing everybody
That's
come
great.
back.
Well, great talking to you.
You too.
And now let's look at the events happening on the campus in November. My next guest is Elena Hill, Assistant Dean of Students, to talk about Family Weekend. So welcome, Elena.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's so good to have you and to meet you today.
Well, I'm happy
for
to
the
be
first
here.
time. So I understand Family Weekend and Homecoming are all in one.
Yes, they will both take place at the same time. So from Friday, October 6th to Sunday, October 8th. But actually, there are a number of student events that actually are taking place starting Monday, the week before.
So tell me about those student events.
Sure. So the Student Government Association, the SGA, has a tie-dye kickoff event planned for Monday. And then from there are events happening throughout the week. On Tuesday, there is... Wednesday there is a blood drive. On Tuesday there is a Seagull Got Talent. Seagulls Got Talent. It's going to be a talent show on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday a blood drive. On Thursday there will be a fire and ice eating competition as well as an outdoor movie. And then on Friday Flock Fest.
What is that?
Yes, so it's going to be a big event to start off homecoming, getting the students together and excited for it.
Okay, it's like a pep rally kind of thing.
Yes,
Okay.
so we've had a pep rally in years past. This year's going to be Flock Fest.
Flock Fest. Okay.
So that starts just with student events. There are other events planned as well. Those are just the ones that are being organized by the SGA
So
right
it
now.
starts at the beginning of the week, and then the parents come on Friday.
On Friday.
And I understand you have some sort of mini sessions planned for them that you call, is it a College 101?
Yes.
Right. What's that all about?
Well, we have, the fall semester is in full swing, so we have students settling into a new environment. So we want to have a chance to talk to parents about some transition issues that may be coming up, but also talk to them about ways that they can support students as they are dealing with these issues, and also make them aware of what support services we have on our campus that are available to our students. So we have a number of sessions that are scheduled that parents can pick and choose from. Based on what it is that they want to learn more about.
So you tell them not to call every day, as I did.
We have, we have everything from housing and residence life coming in to talk to parents and answer some of their questions. We're going to have the counseling center available as well. The Center for Student Achievement, as well as advising services. So those are some of the departments that are here to support students right now.
And also that day, I think you have a reception for the parents coming in and the students. Is that right?
We do.
Where's that?
So that's going to be in Fireside Lounge, right in the student union, the Guerrero
Yes.
Student Union, and it's going to be right after those college mini sessions before dinner. So it's just an opportunity to get families together, get them to meet each other, mingle a little bit, but also meet some of our university staff that's here and available, so that they can ask any questions that they might have, or just get to know us, really.
That's great. That's a terrific idea. I don't remember ever going to anything like that with my son. So the big game is on Saturday, and then after the big game, I think there's a special treat planned, an ice cream social.
There
Is that
sure
right?
is. There's ice cream. So we're hoping for nice warm weather for ice cream. So we're going to have not only ice cream, but we're also going to have some activities for children, so they can get crafty as well. We're going to have family pictures with Sammy, because that's going to happen right by that Sammy statue, right on that angle outside of Hanson. So it will be a good time.
Oh, that's where the ice cream social is.
There
then.
it is. So
Okay.
right after the game, as long as they come through the tunnel when they get up on the next side, it can't miss us.
So before the parents leave on Sunday, I think there's also another special event. Is it a jazz brunch? And where will that be held? And tell me a little bit about it.
So that's going to be held in the Commons. So everyone is invited. So it will be open to the general public. So people can expect great Commons food. Their brunch is amazing.
love to go
I
there.
know. I love the brunch especially. So great food, but also there'll be a great jazz band playing live, and just a relaxing atmosphere to end a great weekend full of activities.
That's a good send-off. That really is. Now, are all of these events that we've talked about free?
All except for, these ones that we talked about, yes, except for the jazz brunch. So the jazz brunch, it will be the same door prices that we have for the Commons.
Okay.
Except for alumni will actually pay a discounted rate. So the general public, it's $11 plus taxes. For alumni, it will be $9.90 plus taxes, and children 5 and under will actually be $5.60. excluding taxes.
I think that's a great price for a brunch, a Sunday brunch. You can't find that many restaurants.
I know.
So that's great. Now, is there a website where parents and families can go to hear all the things that we've talked about so that they can, because there's a lot.
There sure is.
Yeah, and just to keep track, where would they go?
So for family weekend events, they can go to www.salisbury.edu/parents/family weekend. And that's going to have family weekend events, but we also have links so that they can access all the athletic events, the homecoming events from the alumni side, but also the student life calendar for all the events that are being hosted by students.
Well, I don't know how you kept track of it all talking about it today, but I'm excited. I really have to hit that jazz brunch. That sounds great.
I'll be there.
Absolutely. Why not? And I thank you again, Elena, for coming and talking to us about Family Weekend and Homecoming Weekend. And I hope to see you again.
Well, I'll see you at homecoming and
You
family
will.
weekend.
You
Well,
absolutely will.
And thank you so much for having me again.
You're more than welcome. And now let's look at what's happening on the campus in November. My final guest is Amy Waters, Director of Donor Relations and Special Events, to talk about this year's Seagull Century. So welcome back, Amy.
Great. Glad
Always
to be
good
here.
to see
I
you.
know. Love being here. Good
I
to
can't
see you.
believe it. Another Seagull Century. Which one is this?
This is the 29th year. Of course, I haven't been here 29 years.
Come on. It seems like it, though,
29
right?
years this event has been
Wow.
taking place. Yeah.
Gosh. Now, I know there probably are some people who don't know what we're talking about. So what is the Seagull Century?
So, simple little sentence. It's an annual bike tour hosted by Salisbury University and Salisbury University Foundation, and it tours the Tri-County area.
And how many cyclists does it attract each year?
Yep. So we range from 6,000 to 7,000. Our number right now is sitting at 5, and that's okay. Still a lot of people.
Oh, there's still time.
And there's still time to sign up. So
that's
we're right
right.
around 5,000 right now.
That's great. So tell us about, where do people come from?
They
to do this
come
ride?
from, well, of course, the most is the Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, kind of Delaware area, Maryland, of course. We have, I just looked at the data, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Maine. We have cyclists coming from there, all the way from Georgia, so south, Florida. And then we have a few sprinkles over in the West Coast. So right now we have 32 states represented that are registered coming to Salisbury, Maryland to ride in the Seagull
Isn't that
Century.
amazing? So people would fly across the country to ride in this race.
Right.
It must be great. Obviously very popular. Tell us a little bit about the kind of press that it gets in order to attain this kind of
Sure. Well, of course, with
participation.
29 years going strong, it kind of tells its own story. So we love our cyclists. When they leave Century, they're the best advocates. So they're telling the story, the great fun, the great time they had. So they're actually marketing for us for the next century.
Right.
But we do receive local, regional press for sure. And we also have some nonprofits that are involved over in D.C., Washington area, Baltimore City, and Annapolis. So they use Century as an avenue to fundraise for their cause. So they're kind of in their constituent group telling the story of Seagull Century. Yeah.
That's great. So, well, word of mouth is always
Yes,
the best
so word of
form of
mouth is
advertising.
best.
I believe that in my own business, so I hear you there. Let me ask you about the routes this year. Are they any different than usual, or?
Actually, yeah, that's a good
Okay.
question. So typically we have 3 total. We're going to have 2 total. We dropped one of our 100 routes just because of the resources that we were pouring into the 100-miler. So we're doing our traditional, which is Assateague. We call it the Assateague Century, is 100 miles. And then we'll do the Princess Anne Metric, which is 64 miles.
So you
2
choose
routes.
which one you want and
When you
ride
register.
along with the gang.
And yeah.
Gosh, now what happens if it rains?
It's right on.
Oh, really?
Yes, so cycle on, and of course it changes the dynamics of the event. It's just too hard to pick a rain date with all the logistics involved.
I know you had to do it once. Yeah.
Yes, so it's, well, that one was
That was a
canceled.
hurricane,
Yeah,
wasn't
that
it?
one was
Yeah.
canceled. So, I mean, I have 16 state troopers lined up. I mean, the logistics behind this, we started back in April planning for. So we do not have a rain date. If it rains, little drizzle, sometimes that's okay. They rather have a little drizzle to stay cool.
Yes.
They'll cycle on. It's a little fewer cyclists come out to ride in, heavier rains. But
Well, you've done it so many times. I guess that, it probably looks easy from the outside, but I know there's a ton of planning.
I have
How
a
many
great team.
people, how many staff do you have
Yes,
working on it?
yeah, actually, it just came from a meeting. So we had 15 in the room, and they're all specialized in their area. And the dedication they give to this, and the customer service and friendliness, I mean, that's what makes Seagull Century at Salisbury University.
Well, you lead the way in that.
Oh, it's
Amy.
great.
You
I love
absolutely
them.
do.
Yeah.
So I understand that this is Wycomico County's largest tourism event. Tell us a little bit about the amount of dollars that
Sure.
this event brings in.
Well, at Salisbury University and the Purdue School, Beacon, they did the analysis just last year, and they're saying $7 million. Now, that's both direct and indirect cost of the economic kind of impact
Right.
for the area. I know all in a 30-mile radius, all the hotels there's no
Booked.
rooms, they're booked. So they're eating, they're dining out, they're at the convenience stores, they're shopping. So then the stores have to bring in more staff people, to serve us and more food orders and such. So it's a trickle-down effect. It's good.
Oh, it's fantastic for the year. I just love watching them all go by. SU also raises money through the century. Tell me where that money goes.
Sure, sure. Well, we always say it's the 40-60. So 60 stays on campus to enhance campus. The 40% goes to our local Tri-County area for different civic groups and nonprofits. We do have on campus a scholarship. So $5,000 went to scholarships and they're local students at SU.
Do they have to be bike riders?
No, no, no. So the majors are all over, but at least they're local, Wacomico, Worcester, and Somerset students.
And what else do you do on campus?
On campus, we'll do enhancement. So say over in Mag's Gym, if they need like a tangible item. Over in the athletic area, we do the picnic tables with the shade covering. So those are submitted. We review them as a committee post-century, and then we'll allocate funds out that way.
And how much money is raised altogether?
We'll have about 200. Yeah, 200,000.
Golly, that's just truly
Now, it's an
amazing.
expensive event to run.
To run.
I
Sure.
always
So
put that
that's
out
not
there.
net.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But that's the revenue from this event. If somebody wanted now to sign up, since there's still room, how do they go about doing it?
Online, it's simple, seagullcentury.org.
Oh, okay.
You go on, register here, and they submit their registration, of course, sign the waiver and all the data, and then we'll get them a rider number, and they can pick up their rider packet on campus at Mag's Gym.
And then they just show up.
They just go, yeah.
The
It's a
day
great
of.
time. The finish line, they're going to have pie and ice cream. The Bo Dickerson Band's going to be playing, and it's just a lot of fun.
And your rest stops have all kinds of food and
Yes.
activities as
yes.
well, right?
So our most popular is the Assateague State Park. You got the beach, you got the ocean, you got the wild
The
pony.
horses,
So that is
yeah.
our signature, and it's great to talk to different cyclists not from this area, and they're just wowed by that whole. So again, we take that for advantage, you know.
Absolutely.
So it's there, they love it. Newark Park, Washington High, and Princess Anne will be a rest stop. Bird Park and Snow Hill, we'll see all centuries. So it's a quaint little historical town, and then the Powellville VFW.
I wish I could ride that far.
Well, I could maybe make it to the first stop, but I could.
I could definitely not do either one of the rides, but I do
Yeah.
admire those people that can. I
Yes.
know they have a fabulous time, and
They
you
do.
all entertain them and feed them and
Music and
you,
yeah,
let
pictures
them
are
dance.
going,
That's
yeah.
great. That's great. So, anything else you want to tell us about the Seagull before?
No, just excited, and our team's ready to host a great tour.
I'm sure they will, and people will have such a great time seeing what a beautiful place we live
Yes,
in.
I know for sure.
Thanks, Amy, so
Thank
much for
you.
being here. I appreciate
Glad
it.
to be here.
I'd like to thank my guests, Jamie Block, Alumni Relations and Gift Development Director, Elena Hill, Assistant Dean of Students, and Amy Waters, Seagull Century Coordinator and SU Director of Donor Relations and Special Events. So many enjoyable events are happening on the campus this fall. I hope to see you at some of them. I'm Susan Purnell. This has been Salisbury University On the Air. Thank you for watching.